I am earlier than usual, but that is because my sweet husband, he woke up earlier than usual. Usually I wake or sorry, my Twitch. Usually I wake up and then he's sleeping for a really, really long time. But today he woke up early, so I'm like, you know what? I might as well just knock this out because he and I have to work out. A friend of ours sent us some Finnish dessert bread. Hello, husband. And I ate it. And then the bad part about that is right beforehand, I had a calzone and pizza. Safe to say, I'm battling an episode of gout. I wonder why. I'm battling an episode of fucking gout because I ate a bunch of calzones and pizza yesterday. I like could feel my toe like swell and just become absolute shit. And I was like, oh no. Oh no, what do I do? So I'm like, I guess I have to, just eat. And that's what I talked to my husband about. I'm like, I hate this. Good morning, everyone. I'm like, I hate this. I'm not up early. My husband is. So I wait to stream until my husband gets up. And I said, hey, maybe I might meet some new people on the internet. Share my stream if you can. I'm shadow banned fucking everywhere. It's terrible. A lot of people have been telling me because, like, apparently the press is on a field day pretending I said all this shit I didn't. Oh my God, the headlines it's just embarrassing. Like, all they do is lie. And they lie about everything. They lie about real news. They lie about celebrity news. They just fucking lie. That's what they do. They made it out like I was talking all this shit and being a dickhole, and I wasn't. I was just like, I'm not interested in doing a documentary because I don't trust producers. And they're like, Adrian Curry slams documentary. Slams. I said, I don't want anything to fucking do with it because I don't trust these people. That is not like me slamming it. That's me wise and smart enough to know that these people only want to use me and I don't really have any interest in being used. And that should be okay. Because all these people are like, oh, you're ungrateful to the show. I'm like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I didn't make a fucking dime off that shit. I helped make them millions upon millions of dollars. I helped the show launch in season 1. I helped it be popular and everyone liked it. Like, I was part of that. You credit where it's due. And it was all for fucking free. So I feel like I did my part. I even get what I was told I would get. So it's like, what else do I have? What else do I owe these people? Like, thank you so much. I am so grateful, but I don't have to subject myself to things that make me uncomfortable and unhappy. Like, imagine you participate in a TV show and they're going to fucking lie about you and shit. So then you're just like all full of anxiety. And then when it comes out, you just look like shit to everyone. Like, for me, nothing about that seemed, appealing. It's like, I don't fucking want to do this, I don't want to do this. And that, I don't know. People just are bored. I guess I want to say slow press day, but it's not that. It's just that the press lies so fucking much. So fucking much. And I gave an interview to Page 6 and the lady seemed really nice. And I'm hopeful she didn't fucking lie a whole bunch, but we'll see. She seemed really nice. I'm kind of hoping she didn't fucking lie a whole bunch. However, I'm not expecting very much. I'm not. And the last thing I want to do is be on Netflix and then be like, well, you mad that you didn't get your prizes is clearly because of your, white privilege. Like, I was watching a documentary on Netflix that was fun. It was about these people that lived in a mall, Like they found a space in this mall and they like built an apartment in it, and it was fun. And then in the middle of the documentary, this guy's like, the security guard stopped us, so we lied to the security guard about what we were doing, and he believed us. And he believed us probably because of our white privilege. And I was like, turn it off. We're done. I don't want another lecture. I don't want to feel like I'm on X or Blue Sky. I don't want to feel like I'm walking around Berkeley. Get these fucking people off my screen. Like, I am sorry. Here's the thing. My guess, Morgan Freeman probably has one of the smoothest voices on earth. And if he wasn't well known, if someone went up to him and they're like, sir, what are you doing? And then he started talking to you with those Saruman godlike pipes. My guess is it doesn't matter if he's black. He's getting away with everything. He sounds believable and trustworthy. It truly is how you present yourself, right? So when I was younger, I was a goth kid. Spiked collars, black lipstick, huge chain wallet. Every store I went in, they followed me. She's going to steal. It's her. She's a thief. She's a fucking degenerate. Like, they're following me everywhere. And then people are like, well, you don't know what it's like to walk into the store and have people think you're going to steal. I'm like, that was my entire teenage years. That's all they did was follow me because I looked like a fucking freak. So they're like, this freak's going to steal some shit. And I get it. Like, everyone says, don't judge a book by its cover. Like, okay, if you see people walk into Walmart and they're looking a fucking mess. I'm talking pure white trash, and not white trash like me. I'm talking they're probably hoarders. They probably have a fucking pig living in their living room, shitting everywhere. Some chickens are standing in the kitchen. You know, they probably have a meth lab. I'm talking about that. If I saw them walk in the store, I'd be like, I don't know if I trust them. We might want to keep an eye on them. For real. I'm serious. Goth Adrian was running block for the gang of black kids who actually were shoplifting. No, I wasn't. Actually, one of the black kids that hung out with me, he had the most unique name ever. I don't want to say it because it's so unique. He is the only fucking person in the world with that name. But he was like a skateboarder dude. And he dressed like the Janko jeans. Like, he dressed like a skateboarder dude. The dude was really good at skateboarding too. And no one ever bothered him. Ever. It was me. And we were friends. Like, we didn't look like, because I wasn't part of the skateboarding crew. I was a freak. But we knew each other and we liked each other. So we'd hang out. And I'm sure he started getting side eyes because he was near me. But, whatever. My guess is if you decide to go into the store dressed nicely, no matter who you are, if you're trailer trash and you're like, fuck this, I'm going in a sundress with like a nice hat instead of looking like I cook meth all day, my guess is they're not going to follow you around. Because for me, once I took off the spiked collar, the chain wallet, and I literally just walked around in a wife beater and jeans, no one followed me anymore. No one fucking followed me anymore. Like dead ass. That's the most California person I ever heard of. Dead ass. What does this mean? What am I missing? Don Lemon arrested and in custody. I don't really care, but here's my issue with what happened. They committed a crime going into a church, and they didn't just go into a church. They were screaming with little children there, KKK, white supremacist, evil, white privilege, evil. The kids were crying like, that's not a flex. If you did that at a mosque, one, you wouldn't be alive. Muslims don't play. You would not survive it. If you went in there in their sacred prayers and you're like, man, look at us. We're narcissistic assholes and we're here to terrorize you. And everyone's like, it's only good when you do it to Christians. It's fucking crazy. And you know why? It's because Christians are pussies. You guys have no fucking balls. Every time I pick up the Bible, I don't see where Jesus is like, be a little wuss, a little pussy that turn the other cheek and literally be walked all over and never stand up for yourself or me in any way. Just cower in the corner and be scared. I'm like, y'all need to pick up the Old Testament again. Or fucking ask Muslims how they fucking do this shit. Because they're better at it than you. They're like, what'd you say about fucking Allah and Muhammad? I will fuck you up. No, they would never do it in a mosque. And when they raided all the synagogues in LA with BLM and they defaced the synagogues, they covered up for them. They didn't report on it. So everyone's anti-Semitic and everybody hates Jews except for BLM, who literally targeted synagogues in Los Angeles and fucked them up. Here's my theory. Are you guys ready for my theory? I am ready to tell you my theory. Everyone on the right claims there's feds infiltrating militias or January 6th, all of this shit. You don't think there's feds infiltrating Minnesota? If it's a uniparty and they're controlling us, you don't think that Antifa and all this shit is full of fucking feds? It's a chess game. And right now they're pitting us against one another so they can usher in their new world order. Because the only way to do that here is to get people to be like, we must destroy all Republicans, arrest them all. Blah. Like fucking Molly Ringwald, psychopath. She's a psychopath. These people are psychopaths. Federal agents are egging on the left and the right. Prove me wrong. All the leaders of all the signal groups telling people to get out there and protest in Minnesota and fucking impede federal operations. I would bet a bottle of Beyond Glow Hyaluronic Acid by Avon that they're full of fucking feds. Because it ain't just the feds infiltrating the right. And then both sides are so fucking stupid that they don't realize you probably got the CIA and all the feds telling you what to do. Nobody's picking up on that. I think there's feds everywhere, just pitting everyone against each other and getting everyone big fucking mad. And, you know, it ain't good. Well, the media is also fucking propaganda and Fed CIA bullshit. The whole thing is to topple our country. And now you have the elite screaming for you guys to sacrifice your lives for their revolution. Little do they know, these people don't understand what fucking war is. They don't get it. Do you know what's going to happen to us if we go to civil war? One, all the women, we're getting pillaged. Oh, but I want to be pillaged by, oh, yes, it's going to be so good. I'll be held down by masses of men and they'll take from me. It's going to be a revolution. Have you lost your fucking minds? Are you mentally ill? Do you have any fucking idea what this means? You have all these, oh, we can't wait to overthrow the government. Really? Do you have a fucking iron chastity belt that's going to keep everyone's peckers out of you? Because the first thing that's going to happen to you, lady, is your neighborhood's going to line up and take what they want. It is always the women. I'm reading a book about a woman in Berlin. She was a journalist, and she's talking about when the Nazis fell and the Russian soldiers came into Berlin. And the whole Arya Stark dressed like a boy, that's not original. The women in Berlin were trying to pass as men to try to make sure they didn't get mass pillaged by fucking the Reds. Like they were, it was really fucking bad. And now you have all these people, I can't wait. Oh my God, the whole neighborhood of men. Every man will enter every orifice of my body uninvited, and it will be a revolution. I'll be so, oh my God, I'm going to be their sex slave. It's going to be great. Like you are fucking mentally ill. And then I have people, oh, well, you know, the right wanted to topple the government. I'm like, not me, bitch. Because I don't want to be fucking pillaged by a bunch of dudes. number one thing that's going to happen. Until I get decrepit enough, it's going to happen. And unfortunately, right now, I'm not decrepit enough. I'm not. Here's a big sale going on right now. Use code SWIPE150. Get all that Skin So Soft for free. Spend $250 or more in my Avon store. Use the code SWIPE250 and you get 5-piece gift set for free. I bet they want border control then. They'd want feds. They'd want them all. I don't fucking want to get pillaged. Claudette St. Pierre. What a fucking name. Thank you for the 300 stars. What a name. So yeah, all the people calling for civil war right now are nuts. They are, I can't say the S word. They want to end themselves and they don't even realize it. They're so uneducated and so fucking stupid about what that means that they're cheering on all these college kids. Oh my God, I can't wait until I'm gang banged by a bunch of guys on the other side in front of my own parents. Oh, they'll hold them down and beat them profusely as I scream and every man enters me. That's what's going to fucking happen to you, girlfriend. That's your revolution. Is that what you want? It ain't what I want. I'm good. Fuck off. You carry, so make it harder to pillage you. Yeah. When you have a group of people coming for you, that ain't gonna last. I can only do so much. The only thing that would be saving me is turning that fucking smoke wagon on myself. They didn't have to encourage Russian soldiers to dominate German women. That's war since the dawn of fucking man. When people go into conflict, the number one thing that happens to women, the number fucking one thing that happens to them, what do you think it is? Number one, ladies, let me educate you. If we enter a civil war, which we kind of are right now, and they're like, oh my God, I can't wait. Everybody, I want 100 guys entering every hole of my body forcefully. It's going to be so amazing. Every day I'm going to cry because I'm going to be so sore as they take me over and over. Oh, yes. That's what you're cheering on, girlfriend, because you're mentally ill. You have so much privilege in your life. You have fucking no idea. None. No idea what it is you're cheering for. And I'm terrified of you guys because I don't want this. But for some reason, you guys are pretending this isn't what's going to fucking happen. This is 100% most likely to get surveillance and control. Color revolution tactics. I believe that feds have infiltrated Antifa, the Minnesota riots, all this shit. They're letting it happen. They're letting it happen. They are fucking letting it happen. Trump's constituents are all pissed because they're like, you said mass deportations. We're deporting like 1,000 people. And then you just kept federal agents there getting hurt. No Insurrection Act, no nothing. It is a fucking big chess game. We are in the middle of it. And for some reason, people eat it up like the WWE. They're like, yeah, look at all this theater. It's like a fucking soap opera. It's so bad. Good morning, Creative Juice. Good morning. It is. It's really, really bad. And it's really, really sad. And it's a scary thing. So, ladies, I am on early. My husband woke up really early this morning. And I was like, why don't I get in here and just do this? Midterms are coming 100%. It's for midterms. Everyone's a pawn. When those people, if I wanted my life to end, I would go F with armed police, military, federal agents. That's the number one thing I would go do. I'm so sad that all these people have been so radicalized by propaganda and bullshit that they would go risk their lives to this point. But the rich people, the puppet masters, they were betting on someone to die. They wanted someone to die. They wanted someone to die because it helps them with their political, theater and ammo and outrage. The whole thing is stupid. So I'm falling further and further and further behind in information because I'm like, I just think it's all bullshit anymore. I don't believe anything that's happening. I don't think anyone's on my side. I think there is a huge operation by nefarious and bad people to pit Americans against one another to topple our country. I think that's why they imported so many third world people that do things like, I don't know, have no respect for women at all and treat them like animals. And our government's like, we need men like that here. Yeah. What do you think's going to happen when shit topples? And I'm sorry, you got all these third world people here. If you think Americans would pillage women in horrible ways, let me teach you something, honey, about all these people. Black Hawk Down. Ever see that movie? Good fucking luck, bitches. Like, you have no idea the fucking heat that's coming for us. And it's both sides. Useful idiots on both sides. I lost another eyelash. I have no eyelashes over here anymore. I don't know what is going on with my right eye. No eyelashes on it. Just none. None. All by design, 100%. Get us fighting, and then all the third worlders come and pillage everything. It's going to be great. Hunger Games, 100%. Now, I know there's people that like to blame the Jews for everything, but I think that's a psyop too. If I was Iran, I'd be like, we're going to push this thing where everyone blames the Jews. It's going to be awesome because we fucking don't like them. So let's get all this propaganda and push it real hard and start getting everyone to be like, it's the Jews. And the reason I know it's propaganda is you got both sides saying it. Everyone thinks they have it figured out. The world's smartest puppet masters. You do not have them figured out. Do we want to have them figured out? Well, it's not just the Democrats. Republicans allowed them to do it. Republicans allowed Democrats to take all this power. Republicans do nothing. They're in power right now. They do nothing at all. They just sit there and they fucking do nothing. They say a bunch of words, and then Democrats are like, oh, their words are so bad. They said words, and then they do fuck off nothing. That's it. They arrested Don Lemon. Well, Don Lemon did something fucking illegal. You can't break into a house of worship while people worshiping with a bunch of people screaming at them that they're white supremacists and shit and making kids shake and cry in fear. Oh, you should be uncomfortable. Fear, scare tactics. That's domestic terrorism. I look younger. Well, thanks. I don't trust anyone. I don't trust any world leader. I don't trust either party. I don't. I'm sorry. I was a lifelong Democrat, and then I was like, I don't trust them. So then I looked over at Republicans. I'm like, okay, what are you going to do? And they're like, we're going to say words and do fuck off nothing ever. And I'm like, you guys do fucking nothing. You just say a bunch of words. And then the left's like, did you hear those words they said? I mean, really? Like, that's what you guys said. So then I'm like, this has to just be a game. Like, it just has to be a game. And you have to remember Don Lemon, like before, let's do Belief, Aquabum. Before the BLM thing, he was doing segments telling Black people to pull up their pants and stop acting like gangbangers and deviants. Like, he did it. There's video of him saying it. These people don't believe in anything they say. They just fucking take paychecks to say whatever words their masters tell them to tell us. That's it. Now, I'm going to mix the Beyond Glow Hyaluronic Acid and Ferulic Acid Serum with our Age Delay Firming Serum because I can. For one, because I fucking can. How about that? How do you guys feel about that? Let's mix that together. I just feel like I want the benefits of both. And there's no rules. When you own as much Avon as I do, adriannecurry.com if you want to shop with me. I'd love to be your Avon lady. My goal this year, guys, can you help me share all my shit, share my stream? I just want to be the internet's Avon lady. I don't care what party you're in, because right now I think the government has infiltrated both sides to pit us against each other so they can come to the rescue and then have more power over everyone and fucking crush us with an iron boot. That's what I think. You're the best, Adrian. Been watching you from Canada for a couple decades now. For decades, Joanne. Where in Canada? Are you in our friends in Alberta? They're right above us. Albertans. I know, I'm early. My husband woke up early. I trust Republicans more than Democrats right now because it's controlled opposition. I feel like they want you to feel that way. They made one party so crazy that everyone like swung over to the other one because they're like, what the fuck is going on with these people? And I'm sorry, but Republicans don't fucking do anything. And everything that happened in Minnesota, if I was Trump, if I was Orange Man, I had a butthole mouth. Let's do this. Here I am. My mouth is now a butthole. It's going to be huge, right? I'd be like, I'd send in the people after the Somali fraud. And then once they started doing this protest shit, I'd take out all my agents and I would do the Insurrection Act. And I'd be like, you can't insurrect against the United States government. It is not a protest to block agents and to be aggressive, to brick them in the fucking face at a hotel. This is not a protest. You know it's not a protest. So we're just going to insurrect. And he didn't do it because it's all fucking shit show. I thought I was clear forgetting about the butthole mouth. I don't know how much longer I can resist this if she brings it up and starts doing imitations of it now. Hey, it's going to be huge. Wrong. Do you know what it reminds me of? I've thought this my whole life. I want you to laugh. I really, really hope you do. Do you guys remember the judge from Pink Floyd's The Wall? Good morning, a worm, your honor. The crown will plainly show the prisoner who now stands before you was caught red-handed showing feelings. Like, his butthole mouth. I'm sorry. And I've thought this since the 90s. So it's not like, oh, she hates Orange Man. I mean, just, you know, how do you not see this? Look at it. That's right here. There it is. That's exactly fucking it. You can't tell me it's not. Like, you take the scary scaries out of it. That's it. Look, it's Donald Trump. How do you not fucking see it? Look at it. I want you to look at this. You know I'm fucking right. That's the thing. I don't want to. You have to look. These takes have no base, and that's what's scary about people who can vote. My takes, look, there's some people, they like trust their government. I don't trust any of them. I think there's feds on both sides instigating a civil war so that they can come and cure what ails us with, you know, more government overreach and the fucking boot on our throat. Both sides want the same, well, almost the same. One side wants the government to topple and have a new communist utopia, which I'm not for. The other side's like, can we just follow the Constitution and have less government? So naturally, I'm not with the communists. I'm sorry. I know too much about history. I'm not going there. But it also looks like a butthole. What are the odds? Yep, that is Donald Trump's mouth. It's okay. The Trial by Pink Floyd is arguably one of my favorite fucking songs to sing. Like, when no one's around, I am on a stage, I'm fucking acting. I'm just screaming, the evidence before the court is incontrovertible. There's no need for the jury to retire. In all my years of judging, I have never heard before of someone more deserving of the full penalty of law. The way you made them suffer, your exquisite wife and mother, fills me with the urge to defecate. I do it. I just run around my house screaming Pink Floyd's The Wall. Boy, is Roger Waters a butthole, but I just love it. I just love it. I'm sorry. The fact that Donald J. Trump hasn't restored the Smith-Mundt Act that Obama repealed supports your theory of this is all bullshit. Boom, boom, boom. Rhonda, boom, boom, boom. And I'm sorry, Epstein people, they were never going to release the files, not Democrats or Republicans. It's just all a shit show. It's just a back and forth fucking false perceived bullshit. It's just so annoying. I'm so annoyed. It's so annoying. I think most of the country is not Republican, but 90s liberal, which is now considered radical right wing today. I don't believe that everyone is this far left progressive garbage. All right, Beyond Glow, niacinamide, 10%. I don't believe it. Because I talk to too many people and they're like, this shit's fucking crazy. And then all my friends that are blue that will be like scared to say anything, they just whisper to me like, I don't believe in any of this shit. What the fuck is going on? Like, one of my friends was like, look, you know what? Be gay. I don't care. She's like, but why? This was when Biden, who she voted for, was president. And she's like, all I care about is fucking making money and paying my bills. Like, why is it every day about gay people? I'm like, I don't know. And just, like in our little That 70s Show group, we have our gay friend that we've been friends with for fucking over 20 years. So it's not that. It's just, she's like, dude, like, this doesn't concern me. It's kind of like Missoula, Montana. The flag for the city is a pride flag. How does that include the whole city? What is the amount of people that live there that you think identify as gay? Oh, and never trust the government, especially your guy, because government that says things you like is the most dangerous government of them all. Are we going to get riot protest fatigue? I have it. I'm exhausted. I don't care anymore. I don't care about your cause. I can't believe people care enough to stand in the street. And when you look at these riots in Minnesota, these people are fucking nuts. It's like women like, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, if that was my friend, I'd be like, girlfriend, holy shit. Activists do, and their voices are loud. I'd say that split. Scotticus, what a name. I fucking love your name. That split. My gays don't want the attention. They're like, this shit is like flipping on us. Like, get these fucking people out of here. All my old school gays are like, it's a bunch of straight people that just want fucking attention. So they pretend they're like queer to like jump in our community, and they're fucking annoying, and I hate them. They're like, I don't even want to be in the gay community anymore because now it's just full of a bunch of straight people that dyed their hair and got some piercings. Oh, and like, what happened to nurses? They're so radical. That's just crazy. I'm former military. I don't trust any government officials, and those protesters remind me of the people that spit on the vets after Nam. Totally. Totes. McGoats. They have been doing CIA mind control and regime change forever. Look at what we're doing in Iran. Look at what we're doing everywhere. I'm like, dude, that's what they're doing here too. I have no trust for anyone. I am so fucking black-pilled. And everyone's like, oh, what? You're a libertarian now? I'm like, no, I'm fuck these people and fuck them. This is the collagen dual eye cream. You know? I mean, from where I stand, like, Democrats clearly lost their fucking minds. But Republicans, like, even the stuff they say that I don't like, they just don't do anything. And, like, Kristi Noem is a fucking idiot. So is Pam Bondi. All right, so here's the lifting gel. This is the dual. dual eye cream. They're all so fucking stupid, and I hate them so much. I hate them so much. Flames on this. I saw the funniest video, and I want to share it with you guys because it's so fucking funny. I shouldn't have laughed, but here's the thing. I believe all politicians should be heckled. Yes, dudes can use this. I voted Trump 3 times, hardcore MAGA, went to rallies. Now my hat sits dusty on a shelf because I'm not in a cult and I have zero trust that anyone is on our side. My hands are up and I'm like, look, I don't care, Democrat, Republican, and if we were ever lucky, independent. Anyone who's president, I want them to do the best fucking job ever because I want my life to be good. The whole time Biden was in office and everyone's like, oh, I hope he does this and I hope he fails. I'm like, not me. I want him to fucking do great. I want my life to be good, bitches. I don't care if I didn't vote for him. Like, I didn't celebrate when he fell off his bike and shit. I was like, that's terrible when you're that old. That really fucking hurts. Like, I am not that person. It's just not me. You know? Did I hear you say totes my goats? Yep. I don't even know what movie that's fucking from. I'm sure if you remind me, I will remember. But okay, I want you guys to watch this. This is so fucking funny. I don't even know what to do with my life. I laughed so fucking hard. This is Lindsey Graham, and I don't like Lindsey Graham. He's a warmonger. All he does is call to execute human beings. He like froths at the mouth when it I love you, man. Okay. He froths at the mouth at the thought of war. Please listen to what this guy does to him. It is gorgeous.
Hey, Lindsay, why don't you just admit that you're gay and then people won't blackmail you anymore?
It's so fucking good. It's so beautiful. It's gorgeous. This should happen to Democrats and Republicans. Everyone should mock them. All these people do is lie and steal all their money. They should be fucking mocked. Totally mocked. This guy, look how tiny he is. All he does is call for war and death.
Hey, Lindsay, why don't you just admit that you're gay and then people won't blackmail you anymore?
I don't know how that happened. Maybe it was the good Lord. Maybe the good Lord was like, we need to mute this bitch. Maybe it was my husband in the other room where he's just willing me to shut the fuck up. He's like, I love her, but I really hope she shuts the fuck up. I never even touched the button. It was just my husband's energy. So early. I really wish she'd shut the fuck up. So I was talking about the multi-peptide cashmere eye primer. It extends the wear of your eye makeup. It makes the colors more vibrant, and it's anti-aging. They've been doing this stuff from 1792 when it was just one party to crush the Federalist Party. We, a third party they don't want us to think about. Well, yeah, remember when Ross Perot did a really good job? And they were like, we can never have a third party on the debate stage ever again. The Don Lemon shit. I wish I cared. I wish I cared. Where's all the Antifa arrests? I don't see them. They said, oh, hey, they're domestic terror. You know why they're not arresting them? Because they're all feds. That's probably why. They're like, oh, yeah, it's a terrorist group, but we're not going to make any arrests or anything because, it's all our guys in there sowing discord in America so we could topple and get rid of the Constitution and have a civil war. Every woman will be dominated by the other side and forcibly inserted. It's going to be so great. Starting with Molly Ringwald. Like, that crazy bitch. Can you believe what she said? Nuts. I'm telling you, people in Hollywood are fucking batshit insane. They are nuts. Absolutely nuts. Let's see. Do I have this gem? Oh my gosh, she is absolutely in fucking sane. This is 4 minutes long. Do we do this? Is there one that's shorter? Molly Ringwald. I'm like, I don't want to hear her. That's a long time. That's funny. All right. Is this one short? No. Actress Molly Ringwald warns Trump supporters that they will be found guilty of treason once he leaves office. That's what's going to happen. You should not support what's going on. You're going to be seen as a collaborationist. You know what happened to them? They killed him in Germany. She's literally calling for the genocide of people who don't think the same as her. I don't want a single fucking person hurt that doesn't agree with me politically because I'm not a psychopath. Like, there's a line in the sand. Are you a fucking psychopath or are you a normal person? I am not a psychopath, right? I don't want nothing. If you're voting to take away my guns, I don't want nothing bad to happen to you. I think you're uneducated on guns and you're like been fear mongered about them, but arrested in genocide? No, dude, it's not. Words matter. Collaborationist. What happened to them in the past? Well, they were executed, but she didn't mean it this time. She just means she wants to throw all Republicans in prison and punish you for not thinking, ooh, political persecution. Oh, yeah, no, she didn't say death, but she did say to politically persecute you like a communist. That's fucking crazy. That's psychotic. You're a psychopath if you defend that. If there was someone sitting right here and they're like, anyone who liked Kamala Harris, we should go arrest them. But I'd be like, shut the fuck up, you psychopath. You motherfucking psychopath. Is she identifying as a Black Panther now? Oh, she picked out that outfit. She sat there and she's like, oh my God, I'm totally going to help the revolution. It's time for my communist revolution. How am I going to dress for this? How am I going to dress for my cool communist revolution video? It's going to be amazing. I don't understand, you guys. I don't understand this. Where is my vixen? Sorry. I just had eye makeup out here. Siren. Where's my vixen? Is this it? Muse? Son of a bitch. Mistress? Where did I put it? Is that it? I'm like, is it up my ass? Young voters think this way because parents have failed. If your kid's a communist, you've done something wrong. What do you think that is? People think this way because you have allowed your government to pit us versus them. Sorry. I don't want us versus them because I am not a psychopath. I'm telling you guys, I guess we'll listen to a little bit of it. I'm going to be doing the Vixen palette today. That should be fun. Lots of, what do you call it? Smoky effects, but I guess we're going to listen to this cunt. I mean, Hollywood, shut the fuck up. Holy shit. They're so dumb. They're just so dumb. Somebody should tell this bitch her movies weren't that good and her BS opinions don't matter. Those movies were too good. You shut your whore mouth.
Spend a lot of time doing this, talking to you like this, unless I'm, I don't know, recommending a foundation.
Her entire life has been nothing but privilege. I mean, this bitch is in everyone's like favorite movies growing up. And I just want you to know that like she goes to restaurants and like she gets her meals comped. Like you need to understand the life she has lived, the parties she's gone to, the people she knows. This is the elite. So when you look at her, even though she was famous a while ago, she was huge. She knew everyone. She's from the Breakfast Club. It's Molly Ringwald. Like people know this bitch. People love this bitch, and she gets free shit all the time.
Or telling you to get your kids vaccinated against meningitis. But
don't ever take health advice from celebrities. What the fuck is she doing? Unless it's like Dr. Drew, who's actually a practicing fucking doctor with patients.
I feel like I can't stay silent, and neither should you.
Do you know why? She's a narcissist, and she believes that everything she believes is so fucking important that she needs to tell you all about it.
There's something horrible going on in our country right now. And we have one of the greatest countries in the world. And I've always been so proud to be an American. But right now, this is a fact.
So when transmission people for a pride event were on the White House lawn, jiggling their tits out of their dresses and pinching their nipples, and aides were in the Senate hearing room getting anal on camera, that didn't make you feel anything? It's just that if we deport illegals, then it's like real bad. But it was totally fine when literally on the White House lawn, shaking uncovered titties for all to see, and then a photo op with Joe Biden right afterwards. That was real good. That made us look real good everywhere.
Fascist government. It's not becoming
fascist government. So there was an election and the popular vote won. Like it's the same with George Bush. What I've learned is people just don't like when their side loses. And then they try to call the other people like authoritarians, this and that. Remember the winner of death that we were all supposed to die? And then Joe Biden basically said anyone who is Republican is evil and a terrorist. Like this shit has been getting crazy. And I've been sitting over here like, have y'all lost your mind? Again, my best friend's a fucking socialist. I love her and I tell her I think she's misguided and lives in a fantasy land in her head, but she's my best friend, you know?
a fascist government. It is a fascist government.
If it was a fascist government, she would already be disappeared. This video wouldn't exist. It would have been wiped off the internet and she would not be alive, or she'd be in a gulag. Like real fascist in China, you're literally disappeared off the streets if you say anything bad about the CCP. And they put you in a re-education camp, and then you come back looking like those dudes on Planet of the Apes that had the lobotomies. Like, we love the CCP now. If you come back, I'm here to buy a product. not listen to your view on politics. What's my view? That they're all bullshit? Can you have a page for each and not one page that covers both? I highly recommend my TikTok for you. I like to mock it. I don't know what to do. If I come on here and I talk about just makeup and I don't make fun of celebrities, then people get bored. And then they complain. And then if I come on here and mock everyone, then they complain about that too. Like, celebrities should call for civil war all the time. No, we probably shouldn't. And I'm not trying to be a butthole. Like, what do I do? All right. I'm going to ask everyone here an honest question because everyone's here. We're all cool. Would you rather me turn this into my TikTok streams where we just don't talk about any of this shit? We just talk about farts and stuff. You will never make everyone happy. No, I won't. But I just want to know. Because, like, I'll talk about, like, Cameron Diaz getting her new house and shit. And I usually talk about celebrities, but these celebrities have been fucking going off lately. Because I'm like, oh, pop culture's safe, but every celebrity's like, fascism, revolution. And I'm like, God damn it. Oops. Sorry, Jesus. I'm like, what? These people have lost their fucking minds. Like, I go on TMZ and everyone's like, it's revolution time. I'm like, man, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Because I like to make fun of celebrities. Well, I mean, I'm not going to sway your political opinion anywhere except for it's all bullshit. No one's going to save us. I do. I like to make fun of everybody. Like, you know, let's say Trump pulling out of Minnesota and like his like sycophants are like, oh, he's winning. I'm like, that no. Doesn't look like it, dude. Doesn't look like it at all. But yeah, if we were under a fascist regime, this video wouldn't exist and she would have already been disappeared.
And ICE is brutalizing.
Hey, I don't think she's a bitch for not wanting to hear me make fun of Molly Ringwald. She's probably like burnt out. I love making fun of celebrities because listen to how self-righteous, like they worship themselves and they think they're so fucking important. So important. I'm going to change the world. Sure you are, Molly Ringwald. She's dressed like this because she wants to look like a communist revolutionary or a Black Panther.
People. And I don't care how you identify, if you're a Democrat, if you're a Republican.
She's a liar. She does care. She probably has no friends who are moderates or right-leaning. Like she's a radical and she's lying. You got to put your money where your mouth is. When I tell you guys my best friend is a far, I'm not going to say far left, but pretty left socialist, and I love her. That's the truth. I just talked to her yesterday. Or was it the day before yesterday? I don't know. Sometimes my days kind of squished together because it's repetitive, because I'm sitting here trying to sell you my Bixen palette from Avon. You all know you want it. Don't you want it? Don't you want to feel like a vixen with mummy? I think you do. I think y'all want to make me your Avon lady. The anti-government Avon lady. She did this to restart her career. No, I think she's on a show right now. She is doing a lot of stuff to her face. She doesn't look the same.
You're independent. If you don't like to be political at all, it doesn't matter. You have to look at what kind of country you want to live in.
And even though the majority voted for Trump, you're wrong and I'm right and you're fascists. Now, I don't care if you think differently than me, then, you know, if you think differently than me. If you think differently than me, you're bad. But if you think differently than me in the way I approve of, which is you don't vote and you don't have opinions, then I'm okay with like they don't even realize what they're saying.
And I don't think that I need to remind you.
And just, is it Nicki Minaj that's been parading around Trump? I think that's just as fucking stupid. I'm like, that shit's dumb too. Fuck all these people. Like, I'm sorry, I don't identify with these people. They're so rich. Most of us have radical leftists, not even Democrats, in our families, and we can all see it close up. You're correct when it comes to political parties. You're correct both sides. Yeah. And there's radicals on the right that are like, everything Donald Trump does is so good. He's like Jesus. And I'm like, that's fucking stupid too. Like, everyone's stupid. I'm guessing her toilet cleaner got deported. Stop it. We have family members that are professional cleaners, and the wave of illegals coming and taking over, I'm like, okay, can you deport? Because I don't want them to go out of business. You think they're going to keep employing Americans when they can fucking pay someone $5 under the table? No. Super cold environment like northern Alaska, you either need our belief line or our ultimate or platinum line. Very, very moisturizing.
Just give a little history lesson here. Quick.
I don't love Nicki Minaj. I'm totally indifferent to her. I don't think she identifies with me and selling Avon. Like, that bitch is rich as fuck. She wears dresses that cost more money than my car. Like, sorry. Now, Trump just likes anyone that likes him. So he's like, look, this person likes me. I'm so amazing. It's great. I'm great. They know I'm great. It's going to be huge.
But, if you look at what happened in France, where I lived for a few years in my 20s, they were taken over by the Nazis. They were invaded. They were taking over.
Everything is Nazis.
And a lot of people collaborated. And then there were people that did not collaborate. And
if you voted for Donald Trump, you're a collaborator, and you are going to have the same fate as the collaborators of the Nazis, which were, a lot of them were hung. Molly Ringwald's telling you.
Were part of the resistance. Eventually, they got their country back. And those people who collaborated were found to be criminal.
And executed.
And that is what's going to happen. I mean, you should not.
She wants to execute half the country. The majority. That's who voted for him. The majority of people. And she fucking nuts.
Support what is going on just because these are human beings and we are human beings and we cannot forget our humanity. But if you don't care about that, if you only care about yourself.
She is a celebrity lecturing you on being selfish. Can we just take a minute and think about that? She is a rich celebrity, and she is lecturing you on being a selfish person. They sniff their own farts to the point where they have no self-awareness. They never look in the mirror at themselves and go, oh, gee, like, I have very little to no humility. Like, everyone's going to think I'm an asshole if I say this. Maybe I shouldn't. Like, there's none of that. There's none of it. They're just like, you know what? Fuck it. There's something I want. And I don't care how. I want it now. So I'm just going to tell people to do what I want, which is vote the way I want you to. And if you don't, we're going to come for you and we're going to throw you in jail and we're going to execute you like they did the collaborators of Nazi Germany. This isn't a sane take. This is not a sane person. You need to have an entire podcast on just farts. I agree. I should just start recording all my farts and every podcast just start playing them. How Rage Against the Machine. Well, Rage was always communist. What the heck is Molly even trying to say? She's saying that anyone who doesn't agree with her needs to be tried as collaborators with Nazis. That's what she's saying. And she's wearing black bloc, which is Antifa, communist, Black Panther. That's what it is. Can we submit our farts to? No. You're not stealing my thunder. You get your own fart podcast, Momo.
then realize that you are going to be seen as a collaborationist. Okay?
I can't wait until the communists take over and the fall of the government, because I'm old enough now where I won't be pillaged by a bunch of men during war, but I get to watch all my friends and family who are younger and more desirable get pillaged. Man after man, hole after hole. I will advocate for this because I don't know what war is or civil strife, and I'm so dumb that I'm going to threaten half the country and try to incite violence and political persecution, because I think you're so bad that we need to, like, you know, treat you like Nazis. If this went the other way, if this was like some conservatives saying this shit about Molly Ringwald, I would look at them and be like, you're mentally fucking ill. It's not a crime for someone to be an absolute idiot.
And I don't think that anybody wants that. I don't think that anybody.
Here comes the narcissistic manipulation. Here's where she's like, oh, see, if you just do as I want you to do and think as I want you to think, this won't happen to you. You know you don't want this to happen to you, but I'm telling you that if we get in power, we're going to punish everyone that voted for who we don't like. And we're going to persecute you and throw you in prison and label you like Nazi sympathizers. And like, that's our plan, is to harm you in these ways. And I'm sure you don't want us to do that. So do what we want you to do. Let's see. They like having victims. They can beat, torture, pillage, steal children, traffic them. They can't go to anyone for help without fear of imprisonment and deportation. They support this under the guise of being good people. Yes, all the illegals here, all the human trafficking, all the sex trafficking, so many of them are abused, and they're abused because they're under the radar, and these people are advocating to keep them there so that the abuse continues. It's so, they think they're doing good, but what they're advocating for, she looks like Carol Burnett, is more harm to human beings. It's fucking crazy. But yeah, she's nuts. She's literally calling for mass executions and hangings, because that's what she's comparing this to the people who were mass executed and hanged for collaborating with Nazis. So when someone's like, when did she say she wants to hurt you guys? Once she compares you to people that they put to death, that's when.
Wants to be on the wrong side of history. So please, please use your voice.
And do what I want you to do, because I'm a narcissist and this is what I think you should do. You should do what I'm telling you to do.
And protest. You know, these are children. These are children who are being taken away from their parents.
Actually, they keep them with their parents. Don't you remember Tom Homan, who got that presidential medal from Obama for deporting all those people? He was like, we'll deport them together. What do you mean? We're not separating anyone.
These are mothers who are being killed.
These mothers are being sex trafficked here under the table because no one knows. These illegals have the drug cartels in Mexico demanding that they send money to them for years and years after getting them here. After the coyotes get them here, they're still owing the cartels money. They're slaves to the cartels here. And these people are like, we need slaves to the cartels here in America. Abuse. Kids in cages, been going on since Obama. It's crazy. Oh, how much more of this do we have to suffer? Oh,
These are fathers. These are ICU nurses. These are people.
yeah. Was it 300,000 children were lost under Biden? They have no idea where they went, and just anyone claimed them. They're probably chained up in someone's closet somewhere.
That are good people. That now their families have to grieve them for doing nothing except for standing up what's right, for what's right, for keeping women from being brutalized.
Do you know how many women were brutalized to smuggle them in here? Do you know how many men pillaged them and took them? Do you know that there were trees covered in bras and panties as these women were horrifically brutalized by coyotes? Do you know how many women are forced to work for free at rub and tugs and nail salons? And they're kept like 15 deep in a one-bedroom apartment, and they go and pick them up with a van and then force them to work for free all day doing your nails or giving you massages and then giving you a happy ending. They get none of the fucking money in their own. And she's like, yeah, more of that, abuse them. It's so wonderful when we keep women illegal and abused. Like, they are not educated on what happens. I don't know if it's that they've never like studied what's happening. So when I was living in Los Angeles, this I'm done listening to her, by the way. This van rolled up at this rub and tug that was across the street from this production company I worked at. And I called the police multiple times because these women looked like prisoners. They would pull up the van at the rub and tug, and a guy would go open the door. It was two dudes in the front, and one guy would stand at the door, and the other guy would stand at the door of the building. And the women's heads were down, and they were being, and I'm like, those look like fucking prisoners. Like, something's wrong here. Something is wrong here. So I kept calling and calling. Fast forward about a year, and they busted it. It turns out that they had been investigating and all this shit. Every single woman was a slave. Every single woman was living 15 deep in a shitty fucking apartment, and they were abused all day long by their captors. Then they were driven to the salon where they did rub and tugs and God knows what else. They were forced into prostitution all day long, giving massages and rub and tugs and probably more. Then they would usher them back into the van and take them back to their prison cell. And this is allowed to happen because they're illegal, because they're unaccounted for. Who will take the jobs we hate? My family members own a cleaning service. Now, people will claim no Americans want to do this. No Americans want to scrub toilets and shit. But my family members own a business, but they charge a living wage. The more of these people that come over and start working under the table, so what happens is an evil, corrupt American is like, oh, hey, I'll just hire a bunch of illegals. And instead of me doing it, I'll abuse them. I won't give them work breaks. I'll pay them fucking 10% of what I'd have to pay an American. And then I'm going to make shit tons of money. And it's going to be great. It was a meat processing plant, I believe. There was a meat processing plant where they had to get rid of all the illegals. And everyone said, no one will work here, blah, blah, blah. And all these people went and stood in line. All these Americans. And people were asking, what, you want this job? They're like, yeah, it pays this much bucks an hour. I'll fucking pack meat. I'll pack chicken into a package. Are you fucking kidding me? Of course I'll work here. So it's a lie. When they tell you that Americans won't do these jobs, what's really crazy is it's hurting the working class more than anyone. More than anyone. And the only thing that's like saving like plumbers and shit are the unions, which are corrupt in themselves. But my guess is one day electricians, everyone, once they start getting illegals that can do this shit, your job's going the way of the dodo. Because why would anyone pay you more money when they could just pay an illegal? Like, I knew people in LA who had like groundskeepers and handyman that worked at their homes. Pardon me, sorry. And they admitted that they were illegal. And I'm like, your housekeeper is illegal? And they're like, yeah, she's so cheap and I needed help with the kids. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. And these were people living in mansions. And they were hiring illegals and paying them far less to do so much more. And to me, it's just like people want to be able to abuse people. And it used to be that you couldn't abuse people here. That's why they shipped all of our manufacturing and stuff to countries where you could abuse people and get away with it. But now, they're like, oh, hey, we can just ship people here. And as long as we keep them under the radar, we can abuse the shit out of them. It's going to be awesome. It's just so sad. Don't forget the nannies. Yeah, right. In 2018, family separation at the border was ended by Trump, right? Yeah, I think they keep all the families together. It's not abuse. What other jobs could they get? It's not abuse for what? It's not abuse to not give people proper breaks. Okay, if you treat an illegal worse than an American, if you underpay them, if they get less breaks, you're an abuser. And that's why we have them here, is to abuse them. That's it. They're just abused people. I'm not for that. It wasn't a protest. It's not a protest to interrupt a church. It's a crime. You cannot walk into a synagogue, a mosque, or a mass and stop people from worshiping their God and terrorizing them and screaming that they're white supremacists and shit. Like, that's so fucking illegal. I'm shocked it took this long. You cannot do that in America. It is a protected thing. It literally is a hate crime, what they did. It was not a protest. It was a hate crime against Christians. And if they did it in a mosque, it'd be a hate crime against Muslims. And if they did it in a synagogue, it would be a hate crime against Jews. That was a fucking hate crime. And it was insane. And everyone involved have lost their minds. There is nothing about that that was a protest. They literally broke one of our amendments, ran in there and behaved like domestic terrorists. The videos of those kids crying, I'm like, dude, that's insane. Yeah, those people peacefully protesting outside abortion clinics from across the street, got 40 years in prison. And these people are like, fuck Jesus. Fuck your children. It's all about us. Terrorize them, scare them in their church, stop them from worshiping their God. Fuck your church. You can't do that. That's fucking illegal. That's insane to even think that that's a protest. That's nuts. Just because you call it something doesn't make it. If I shat on your face and I just said, I gave you a kiss, it doesn't mean it's a kiss. That's not me kissing your face. I took a shit on you. You can't do that. And I know that everyone's like, well, I just don't like Christians, so it should be okay to do it to them. That's not how this hate crime thing works. If you think that was a protest, you're a fucking idiot. It was a domestic terrorist cell terrorizing Christians. It was a fucking hate crime. What really boiled my blood was Don accused the pastor of pushing him. Then when the pastor removed his hand, he leant into the pastor's face. They were in there to fucking scare them. They went in there to scare them. No ass kisses, please, right? They would never do it to a mosque because Muslims don't play. Muslims would end you. AdrianCurry.com to shop with me. I should probably finish my other eye. Muslims got balls. Say what you want about Islam and shit. They don't fucking play. This shit wouldn't be allowed. Don Lemon wouldn't have been walking down the street with all his little fucking communist terrorist friends after that happened. None of them would have left the mosque. And I say this about Christians all the time. You guys turned into a bunch of fucking pussies. Used to be crusaders and shit. Now you just sit around on your hands whining and crying and letting everyone step all over you. Well, Jesus said to turn the other cheek, did he? Tell that to the fucking crusaders. I mean, I read the Bible. I don't see where in the Bible it tells me to just sit there and get walked all over in the worst ways. Now, if someone like insults me and they're like, "You're a bitch," I'll be like, "Thanks, man. Sounds like your parents did a good job on you." You know, that's how I took it. But not that you should be terrorized and scared in your homes and shit. I'm like, where the fuck does it say that any of that should be happening? I don't know. Christians got real weak. Real weak. Like, no one is scared to shit all over you or abuse you because you just sit there. And I'm like, man, that's how you get walked all over. It's like an abusive relationship. Everyone knows, hey, we're mad today. Let's go fuck with Christians. They won't do anything. No, they won't. They sure won't. They'll just fucking take it. It's like a fucking punching bag. This is fun. Look how smoked out my eyes are. This is the siren palette, by the way. So the moral of the story, you got a bunch of celebrities that just want you to do all the work for them. Like Chicken Man. This man went on a red carpet in a designer scarf looking like a woman. And he basically said he called for the mass genocide of people. He called for insurrection against the United States government. So I wrote, hey, peasants, go overthrow the United States government. Many of you will surely die, but not me. I'll be fine in my big mansion. That's literally what he said. That noodle arm soy boy, he's not going and fighting shit. But he's telling everyone else to go be violent against the US government and overthrow it. The same people that called a 2-hour riot with flagpoles and insurrection are now literally telling everyone to rise against and overthrow their government. How about no? You know what? He would probably be in line with all the women to be pillaged. Every fucking orifice and hole. Because they'll come for the rich people, you communist dickheads. You think they're not going to come for Beverly Hills and shit? They are coming for you. The second they topple everything, you're going to be the first person that they want to drag through the streets. The elite. I think it's great they wear pew-pews to church in Texas. And I saw that video of that old man that took care of someone that walked into his church, thought he was going to fucking throw down. That old man was like, goodbye. And I'm like, I am all for people armed. Okay, let's pretend the Minnesota protests were actually protests, that everyone stood on the other side of the street. No one was getting in the faces of law enforcement. They held their signs. They could even yell at them, I fucking hate you, you bitches. Like it was actually a protest and not this huge attack and illegal activity. Let's pretend it's a protest. If every single person there was armed, I'm totally fine with that. 100%. Why didn't they have security? All the churches in Texas, they're in Minneapolis, man. And you would think they'd have security because look at what happened to Minnesota churches last year. People came in executing all the Christians. Christians need to wake up, man. Stop being so docile. Just like little fucking lambs being led to the slaughter. It's like Silence of the Lambs. She like opens the gates and she's like, run for your lives. And they're like, man, just gonna stay here, I guess. Like, that's what's happening. I think everyone should have a smoke wagon on their hip. I'm all for it. That's why when people are like, you shouldn't be armed at a protest, I'm like, says who? But to lie and say what's happening in Minnesota, I've seen the videos. That's not a protest. That's like a violent insurrection against United States law. It is. You can't impede cops. You can't get in their fucking faces. You can't hit them in the face with bricks as they bleed everywhere. And they're feds. These aren't even cops. These are fucking feds. Insane. This man's insane. These celebrities are insane. I mean, if Clint Eastwood was like, all right, conservatives, arm up again, we'd be like, he's lost his fucking mind. He talked to a chair and everyone was like, he lost his fucking mind. Yeah, I called a gun a smoke wagon. It's from Tombstone. Unskin that smoke wagon. Seriously. I want everyone armed everywhere. I think life would be better. Like, okay, here in Montana, I'm like, you don't do the road rage shit. You don't pull shit because everyone's armed. I assume everyone I see is packing heat. I assume it because it's a safe assumption. I'm just like, of course they're armed. Of course they are. Let's curl my eyelashes really quick. But yeah, it's always the rich elites that are telling you, hey, you go sacrifice your life and shit. You go die for our cause. Like, dude, calling for the political persecution of people you don't agree with is fucking insane. It's fucking insane. You are not a sane person. You are the fascist. The people saying that you are no. How did we come to this, guys? How do we get back together and get along? It was identity politics. It's completely destroyed us. How do we get back on the same page? Where we're like fucking friends and shit, because that's what I want. I don't want this smoke. I don't want this heat. I don't want this bullshit. And you shouldn't want it either. We do not want civil war here. We do not want a communist takeover. And we all see the communists in the streets in Minnesota. And here's the thing. I think half of them are feds. I think all the Antifa leaders are feds. I think the Uniparty is like playing this shit all out. I think they've flooded our borders with the third world because they plan on collapsing the Western world so they can rule better all of their underlings all across the world. I think that's why they cozy up to people like China, who clearly are like mega communists and bad. I just feel like I don't know, man. The only way to defeat this is to stop buying their narrative. Like, okay, the nurse guy that got shot, was he evil? No, I know really good people that are radicalized. I don't think I mean, what did he do for a living? He helped people. Usually people that get into nursing are well-intended, good people. Was he radicalized by probably some Fed on a signal server to start the revolution? Sure was. Fear-mongered that this is Nazi Germany and all this shit? Yes. I think really good people are like just gobbling up this bullshit. You know? I really do. Too many have crossed the Rubicon? Not me, man. Like, we need to put our hands up and be like, no, we're not going to do your revolution. Like, we should come together, liberals, moderates, everyone, and be like, we're not for the communist revolution. Like, can we all get on that page that we don't want that? There are real problems to worry about. What is this said? Avon got rid of my toilet bowl cleaner. That's funny. That's very funny. I like that. There's the real problems in the world today. Avon got rid of my toilet bowl cleaner. If something doesn't sell, Avon gets rid of it. Yeah, we had a toilet bowl cleaner. It was fucking great. And you assholes didn't buy it. You have no idea the shit that Avon has. Let me educate you as your Avon lady who hates everyone. Here's Avon. And then we have right here, Avon Home. And you go into Avon Home and we have laundry sheets, which are amazing to travel with. You go camping and shit. These laundry sheets are the shit. We still have Homestar floor cleaner. Oh, let's get rid of this. But yeah, all of our cleaners are now gone, which fucking sucks. But here we have Homestar floor cleaner, and it's great. Great for laminate, sealed hardwood, and sealed stone. Look at 31 reviews at almost 5 stars. 45% of nurses are shit. Most hospitals understaff nurses so much that they're ran ragged. So a very good friend of mine was a nurse practitioner, and she worked really hard to get her degree. I was very proud of her, and she did it later on in life. So I was like, dude, you fucking boss. So she starts working at the hospital, and they'd have just her on one floor. And she was like, Adri, I would come to rooms because I was so overworked and I couldn't get to all the patients. And she's like, what really pushed me over the edge and pushed her to leave the hospital and go into education. She now is like a professor teaching nursing. She's like, I went into this room and this woman had to clean up and change her mother who had shat herself. That they had called the nurse button, but my friend was they were so understaffed, and she had so many patients in front of this person that she actually had to help, that the lady had to wash her own mother and clean up her poop. And she's like, I was so ashamed that the quality of care that they were getting was like, what you would give a prisoner of war. Like, this is crazy. Now, when my mom was in the hospital for her heart, was it not last year? Maybe it was the year before. Yeah, maybe it was 2 years ago. My mom was having heart issues. And I go into the hospital, and she had been there for 2 days, maybe a little longer. And my flight finally comes in. I go and see my mommy. And I'm like, looking at her, and I'm like, Mom, you need a shower. And she's like, yeah, she's too weak to stand up to do it, to do anything. And I'm like, my mom needs a shower. So I tell the nurses, I'm like, yo, hey, like, my mom needs to be, helped to shower. Like, she needs to be bathed. Like, you can't just have someone rotting here. And they're like, yeah, we'll get to it. And the next day they didn't. So I went out to Walgreens. I bought all the shit, and I had to bathe my own mother in the hospital. So is it the nurses, or is it our corrupt hospitals? That any nurse, any doctor will tell you they care so much more about pumping people out and making more money than they care about helping anyone in any way. When my husband had spine surgery, the second he woke up there. Now, my mother-in-law, who's retiring from nursing after 50 years next month, which is a travesty because she's probably one of the best nurses ever. She's like won every fucking award there is for being amazing. Here we go. But she was like, in our day, like just, 10, 15 years ago, you wouldn't send someone with spine surgery home. That's not what you would fucking do. She'd say that. She's a good Christian woman. She's like, you would have to stay in the hospital. And she's like, now they're just pumping you out. So my husband's 6'6", and he has this spine surgery. And they're like, you have to take him home. He gets out of the paperwork. He gets out of the wheelchair. Kathleen Brown, you threw me off with that. And I have to support a 6'6", 265-pound fucking brick house of a man who's woozy from anesthesia. I thought my spine was going to snap in half. He's like on cloud nine. He doesn't know where he is. the pressure, I would not be shocked if I had a herniated disc, because he like fell into me. He's not supposed to bend or anything. By the will of God, if it was not for divine intervention, I don't think I would be able to hold him up. I was so terrified, but the pressure I felt on my spine, I told him later, it felt like my spine was just going to snap in half. I was like, oh, and he's lucky I'm a big bitch. I think he would have fucking crushed anyone else, honestly. So I'm trying to hold his big ass up, and I get him into the car, and it's this guy who was the best driver ever. I forget what country he was born in. Very proud to be an American and all this shit. Spoke clear, fluent English because, you know, he respects the country, all that shit. And he was so disgusted that they released my husband like that. He helped me get him in the car. Then this fucking boss of a man took all the non-highway routes, going slow as fuck, and the entire time basically calling hospitals, concentration camps and shit. And he's like, they do not care about people. They just dump you on the streets. This is disgusting. I was like, this is my boy. Like, we tipped the fuck out of that guy. He was such an amazing fucking guy. What a guy, man. What a guy. Was he Brazilian? I don't remember. This was years ago. So when he drops us off, I have to help my husband to the elevator and help him all the way to the apartment, which I felt like my spine was going to be broken again. It was terrible. It was awful. And that no hospital should release a patient. Yeah, it was in Los Angeles. Was it Cedars-Sinai? Maybe it was Cedars. His doctor is Dr. Bay. He should have been kept overnight. This was a major spine surgery. And they're basically like, don't let him bend. Don't let him pick anything up. Make sure he doesn't do all this stuff, because if he does, it could permanently damage his spine, make him paralyzed for the rest of his life. Here he is, bye. And the dude's all drugged. This is our match airbrush primer that I am putting on. And I was like, holy shit. What do I fucking do? Like, this is crazy. Like, they do not give a shit at all about people. So I don't think it's the nurses. And yeah, I've had a couple shitty nurses. I have. Let's seal in this makeup. 3, 2. There we go. When I had my breast explant, I chose to stay in the hospital because they had to do serious reconstructive surgery to my pectoral muscles, and bad things always happen to me. So I paid out of pocket to stay at the hospital because I had a feeling. And guess what? I had an emergency surgery later on that night. I did. I had a hematoma, and they had to roll me right back into surgery. It was fucking awful. Do we like our Vixen? I like the Vixen. Look how smoky and ooey and woo, I like it. I like it. Anyway, the nurse that had me this day, she was like a fucking blonde bimbo. And she basically was like, you're staying in the hospital. When I got my breast done, I went home. Like, she was judging me. And I'm like, this isn't a fucking boob job. This was an explant. This was hardcore reconstruction of my pectoral muscles. And you're fucking comparing it to just getting my titties done? You fucking dumb bitch. And she was awful to me. Now, long story short, she goes home. I get a different nurse who was great, even though she was overworked. The next morning, the bitch nurse comes back and she looks at my chart and she sees that I went into emergency fucking surgery and had 2 surgeries in one motherfucking day. And then her whole demeanor changed. I'm like, where's the you're better than me, you fucking cunt? And you know why that happened? Because she fucking neglected me. You're supposed to look and check for hematomas. She never did. She never did. She just went and lived her fucking life and didn't give a shit and didn't tell anybody anything. My whole arm was all swollen because of the hematoma. It looked like I had an F cup or a D cup, new titty on one side because the hematoma was so big. My doctor came in after a day of surgeries. It was like 9:30 at night to check on me. Thank fucking God she did. And she comes in and she looks and she goes, bummer. She's from France. Her name's Dr. Florence Moussat. And she's like, bummer. And I'm like, what? What does bummer mean? And then she's like, we need the anesthesiologist. We need this. And then I'm like, wait. What's going on? She's like, we have to go back in. And I was like, no, the loss aversion I had. I'm like, please, God, no. I don't want to go. I've been out of surgery since noon. It's fucking 9 at night. I was so scared. It was awful. It was the worst. It was the fucking worst. It was terrible. All right. How about a little birthday balm lip crayon? I like that. So there's some really great nurses because when you feel like shit, you want someone to be cool to you, man. And I'm sorry, I prefer women nurses. There's something about women that's so comforting. And there are some dudes that are capable. There are. But I'm sorry, gentlemen. I just love me a female nurse. So yeah, I'm totally sexist. Yeah, I know there's some bad nurses that like poison people and all this shit. I get it. But when you have a good nurse, like my mother-in-law, like she's a multi-award winning nurse, like families that she helped take care of come up to her to this day, like 20 years later, and they're like, you were amazing. She knows everyone in Louisville and everyone knows her. We have that maternal instinct. I know where people say there's no difference in the sexes. I'm like, you're fucking out of your mind. Women, that empathy and compassion that's being weaponized against us politically to make us idiots, when used for good, that empathy and compassion is the best, and it works really well in a hospital setting. Really well. It's true. Hello, nurse. Yeah. What else do I have here that I can make fun of? Okay, like this is really funny to me, and I just want to tell you why. Lady Gaga condemns ICE in Japan. Do you want to know what's funny about that? Japan doesn't allow illegals. Japan will deport you in fucking 2 seconds. There's no influx of people just breaking into Japan. They'll be like, fuck you. They are not a fucking country of immigration and all this shit. So she goes to the most like lockdown country on earth that is anti-immigration and pro-deporting anyone who doesn't belong there. And she makes this speech because she's so fucking clueless. So I always laugh at celebrities telling us what to think. I'm like, Japan is so nationalist. They are fucking Japanese nationalists. They're like Japan first, only the Japanese. They're not breeding. They have a huge dip because smart people don't breed, just like an idiocracy. It's all the idiots just pop out tons and tons of babies, and then all the smart people don't have babies, and then everyone's an idiot. But yeah, the Japanese are like, fuck immigrants, get the fuck out. And then she goes there. And she's like, America's trying to be like you. And everyone will say how great Japan is. Japan's so clean. It's so safe. It's so wonderful. They deport all illegals and they're anti any immigration. They don't want anyone who's not Japanese here, barely at all. It is probably one of the most nationalist countries on earth. And now I'm going to go there and make a speech about how that's bad. I'm like, this bitch is not smart. Idiocracy is a masterpiece, 100%. Like, that's not very smart. Lady Gaga was looking like 2002 Marilyn Manson a few years ago. My childhood best friend would say she's a stranger to her own face. When you get so much plastic surgery, like, do you recognize yourself when you look in the mirror? When your face changes so much that when you look in the mirror, like, are you it she doesn't look like the same person. She doesn't. That does not look like the same person. That's a completely different human being. So when you look in the mirror, you're like, who is that? Like, wouldn't you be like every morning, like, who the fuck is that? I would feel like I wouldn't know who that is. That's not, it doesn't look like the same person, right? Like, I always feel that way about the Kardashians because none of them look the way they were born. Kim should never have touched her amazing face. I'm sorry, she credit where it's due. Kim Kardashian was fucking beautiful. Princess Jasmine walked straight into our lives beautiful. What really bothered me about Kim Kardashian is she gave herself that fucking plastic surgery nose now. And before she had that ethnic Armenian nose that looked awesome. What the fuck did she do that to herself, man? Damn. Yeah, it just doesn't look like the same person. Looks like a completely different human being. That's wild to me. That's wild. I would be scared. I'd be like, where am I? Gwen Stefani before and after. That's another one where she's changed so much that it doesn't look like the same person. That doesn't look like the same person anymore. Different nose, different lips, like everything's different here. I always thought she was cute. She looks like a Jersey chick originally. 100% walking down the fucking boardwalk Jersey bitch. And not in a bad way. Not in a bad way at all. You know what I mean? Not in a bad way. I didn't think she looked bad. Kelly Osbourne looks like a different human being. Kelly Osbourne. So does her mom. Before and after. Sharon does. Like, that does not look like the same person. And it's not weight loss. It's like an entire face change. It's wild. It's really wild. I feel like it takes away your uniqueness as a human being and that everyone starts looking the same. The same noses, the same everything. Is it aesthetically pleasing? Sure. But Kelly and her mom look horrible. I think they looked fine before. Like, that's wild how much she's changed. So Sharon Osbourne before and after surgery. She's had about 50 new faces though. That was not a bad face. Sharon's looking not like that anymore. There it is. That's Sharon today. I don't know what the lip thing, it's because filler doesn't go away. And then they keep putting filler in their mouth. There was a chick that I've known since she was 18 years old. I always thought she was real beautiful blonde. And I saw her recently and the lips are done and the forehead. And it was like just a few years ago, I looked at her. I was like, she's so fucking stunning still. Jesus, man, this woman. And now I look at her and she looks like another Real Housewives. And I'm like, Why would you do that to yourself? For what reason would you do that? And I'm like, do women not have any real friends? Because you have this section of women that are like, it's her body, her choice. I'm like, you hate her. You want her to look bad. You're saying that she can choose to do this and all this shit because you enjoy her taking herself off the market as a perfect 10 beauty and going to a 7 or a 6 because she fucked her shit up. Women will cheer you into your grave. I swear to God, they say, we're just women supporting women. You're supporting people marring their natural beauty until they don't look human so you can be above them. That's what you're doing. I fucking see you, dude. I see you. I know what you're fucking doing, you little shits. I know what you are doing. Oh my gosh. I don't understand celebrities. If you support ICE, don't come to my shows. John, that's half the country. What the fuck are these people doing? If you loved Joe Biden, I will sell you Avon. And not only will I sell you Avon, I will be your friend. And not only will I be your friend, I will actively call you. Like I do all my Democrat, they're Democrat, they voted Joe Biden, Kamala, you name it. I love them. My first boyfriend was like, him and his family were all about George Bush and Dick Cheney, and me and my family were not. We dated for 4 years. I thought Dick Cheney was literally Satan himself in human form. I still do. Like, what is happening? Yeah, no, women are cruel to each other, man. They're bad. They're bad, bad, bad. They always want each other to fail and shit. I'd rather cross an 8-lane highway blindfolded than move back to the US with Trump in charge. Do you pretend the other presidents were any better? Here's what I think. I think people like a really good covert narcissist like Obama. He tries to hide his narcissism. Great snake oil salesman, because they're all the same. They're all fucking liars. All of them. Trump, all of them, they lie a lot. Look at the Epstein file shit. They just sit around and lie. It's what they do. All of them. But someone's like, tell me comfortable lies that make me feel like a 3-year-old and I can be comfy in my bed. I'm like, what the fuck is the difference? I prefer an overt narcissist. It's like, just put yourself out there so I can see it. Instead of the covert snake coming up in me in the grass. Like, it does not take much to be better than Trump. But that's pretending the other presidents were good people. Why? Why are we doing that? Why are we because the TV lied to us and told us they were good people, so they're better or something? Like, I'm not buying that shit. I survived Dick Cheney. All right, where is this? Where is it? Where is it? Okay. Bill Clinton lies about the CIA drug trafficking. In this clip from the Mina collection, this is what the media used to be like. Hold on. This is what they used to do. I want you to see it. How long is this? This is only 2 minutes. This is what our media used to do. Oh, motherfucker. Our media didn't push narratives of one party's better than the other. Our media actually went for their jugulars. And Clinton, I thought, was a pretty good president. I don't care what he was doing. Like, I know he was evil too, but our country was rich and we were comfortable. So I was okay with that. Listen to this fucking bitch go scorched earth on Bill Clinton. It's fucking great.
Sir, the Republicans are trying to blame you for the existence of a small air base at Mena, Arkansas. This base was set up by George Bush and Oliver North and the CIA to help the Iran-Contras, and they brought in plane load after plane load of cocaine there for sale.
CIA.
In the United States, and then they took the money and bought weapons and took them back to the Contras, all of which was illegal, as you know, under the...
I love her. I love this woman. This is what the media used to do. Can you imagine the media asking Chuck Schumer or anyone these questions today, holding their feet to the fire? They never would.
Rowland Act. But tell me, did they tell you that this had to be in existence because of national security?
Well, let me answer the question. No, they didn't tell me anything about it. They didn't say anything to me about it.
Yes, they did. You're a uniparty.
The airport in question and all the events in question were the subject of state and federal inquiries. It was primarily a matter for federal jurisdiction. The state really had next to nothing to do with it. The local prosecutor did conduct an investigation based on what was within the jurisdiction of state law. The rest of it was under jurisdiction of the United States attorneys who were appointed successively by previous administrations. We had nothing, zero, to do with it, and everybody...
Why is it still operating, sir?
Who's ever looked into it knows that.
Polk County Prosecutor Charles Blake, the man who initially attempted to investigate the Mena, Arkansas criminal activities, would surely take exception to Mr. Clinton's assertion that, quote, the local prosecutor did conduct an investigation based on what was within the jurisdiction of the state law, end quote. In fact, it was Blake who went directly to then Governor Clinton to seek funding for his investigation, seeing as how rural Polk County lacked the financial resources to deal with the CIA.
I love that the media used to be the media. Like it actually did. Listen to what, I mean, they're like, fuck you, Bill Clinton, you're lying. It's amazing.
When it became apparent that nothing was going to be done on the federal level, that's when I began more actively pursuing it.
Prosecutor Black, a Clinton supporter, met with the governor and handed him a letter requesting money for a state grand jury on Mena.
His response to me was that he would get a man, something to the effect that he would get a man on it and would get word back to me. And I never heard back.
He's a Clinton supporter, and he's like, well, he fucked this up.
Years later, Clinton said he offered $25,000 to prosecutor
Lied.
Black's boss to fund a grand jury. But Charles Black and his boss claimed they never heard about any offer of money from Governor Clinton.
Every politician, all of them are fucking liars.
I believe Bill Clinton's an honest, respectable man, and I have to believe that he did that. But the fact is, I never got that word myself.
This is what the press used to be. It wasn't one-sided. It wasn't just like all Republicans are bad. It was like, even if they supported Bill Clinton and loved him, they were like, yo, he's covering up shit for the CIA, smuggling drugs into Arkansas with Iran and then sending them weapons. And they said it to his face in a town hall. They literally got in his face and they're like, sir, why are you smuggling drugs and weapons back and forth between Iran? And why do you allow this airport to operate here? Can you imagine them saying this shit today? Now, remember when Donald Trump was like, we made a great weapons deal. We're going to sell all these weapons to these bad people in the Middle East. It was great. And everyone wigged out. You had Bill Clinton and George Bush just doing it all the time and covering it up. And everyone's like, oh, I want things to go back to the way that they used to be, where we were lied to all the time and shit wasn't exposed. It made me feel safe and good. Like, they're all bullshit. I don't know if Bill Clinton killed the middle class completely. I'm still there. I'm hanging on by a thread. I'm still there, baby. I'm still there. I'd love to be your Avon lady. Do you guys need one? I'd love to be your Avon lady. There's no good politician. I want to get along with everybody. I don't want to play their chess game anymore. And I just want you all to join me. Let's not do it. Let's be friends, dude. I don't care what you fucking think about socialism and shit. Let's be friends. I don't want to write you off because you think communism wasn't done correctly. I think you're an idiot, but I still love you. Can we just do that? That would be great. So yes, that's my website. And today, we have a little deal. Here she blows. If you spend $150 in my Avon store and you use the code SWIPE150, you get a 3-piece Skin So Soft gift set. You spend $250 in my Avon store, you use the code SWIPE250, and you get a 5-piece gift set. We also have our brand new, I just used it the other day. I thought about using it again, but I don't want to overdo it. The Collagen Booster Peel Mask. And it is very cheap right now. It is very cheap. Introductory price is $19.99. And the special offer is if you buy one of these, a new clinical collagen booster firming peel, is only $9.99 with any clinical purchase on this page. So you buy any of the shit and it's all, our new clinical is the best line for battling aging. It's got the retinol, the AHAs, like it's all there, baby. So you buy one of these and you only get this for $9.99. So I'd love to be your Avon lady. You could go to adriennecurry.com to shop with me. I hate my government. There's feds on both sides tricking us to fight each other, and I hate them too. Fucking terrible little shits. I'm going to your site right now to buy some goodies. I would love that. I'm not even going to read what you said. You almost killed me. I just sucked coffee into my windpipe. I am wearing Vixen on my eyes. It is an Avon eyeshadow. I am wearing our cream eyeliner glimmer sticks. I smudged it all over. I look like a smoky Vixen. On my face, I only have our tinted moisturizer. Our tinted primer. So it could be worn alone and you get this ooey dewy glow. It has very sheer coverage, but I'm a big fan and I like it. I like it a lot. So that's what I have. Happy Friday to everyone. Maybe this weekend I might stream on TikTok or something, making some pasta. I don't know. Do I wear Avon jewelry? I own nothing but Avon jewelry. I have these big fucking hangy sacks. Look at this. Full of Avon jewelry. Anytime I go out anywhere, I wear my costume jewelry. Especially like when I went to New York, I didn't even bring my wedding ring and shit. I'm like, New York's a fucking hellscape anymore. I'm not getting robbed here. So I just bought like my silicone ring and like costume jewelry. I don't fuck around. Thank you, husband. Look at my husband advertising my Avon. Yes, it is tinted. It is our Match Airbrush lightly tinted primer. Wear alone or as a tinted primer. Mix with your foundation or top off makeup to create an illuminated finish. See that? It's like that J-Lo glow. Only, you know, it's not because I'm like rubbing whale sperm on my face. Yay. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for coming. adriennecurry.com. Tell all your friends. I would like to be the #1 Avon lady this year. I might not. This chick kicks my ass. She's really nice, but she just fucking sells circles around me. I can't keep up. She doesn't even do it online. She does it in person. She must know every person on fucking earth. Let's just be Americans. I'm a 60-year-old man and I love this Avon show. Thanks, Potato Aim. Yeah, I'm an American, which means I don't think we can be friends with the communists. I think we need that's what we should come together on. Like if you're a fucking communist or you're an actual white supremacist, fuck you. How about that? Fuck you. All right, guys. Have a fantastic Friday. My husband will be on tonight at 5 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Central, and 7 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/ducksauce.